What's up, guys? I'm Lowell, and this is 808 on the Hook. Do you ever wonder if kayaks are worth getting to go fishing? Well, I'm going to share my journey with you, and maybe you can make your decision based on that. So far for me, I've been loving it. All right, so I'm going to share my journey with you on how I became, from a shore fisherman to on the water in a kayak, and that whole process. And just try to give you some pros and cons, what to do, what not to do, mistakes I made, and hopefully the information I give you can help you in your journey and help you make a decision on whether you want to get a kayak or you want to continue fishing from shore. So let's take a look into that. So before you just go out there and buy the next kayak, I really recommend really doing some research into, what type of kayak you want, whether that's a pedal driven, or if you really even want to go all out and put a trolling motor on it. Who knows? They're all customizable to your liking. Before you do any of all that, I would recommend doing a lot of research and, if possible, maybe even hitting up a friend that already has a kayak so you can try it out and see if you like it. The other thing I would recommend doing too is just buying used the first time. You're gonna ding it up, you're gonna make mistakes on it, you're gonna want to customize it. You may not like the way it fits, and going out and spending so much money on a kayak, you might regret doing something like that and not liking it after. So for sure, step one, do research. Find out the kayak you want, possibly buy used. And if you're lucky enough to know someone that has a kayak and they're willing to let you try it out, try it first. See if you like it. For me, I got super lucky. I ended up getting a real yak at a ridiculously low price. So I got something new. If I had to pay full price for that kayak, which I think is around $1,600. I may have gone and chose a used kayak first. But overall, I ended up getting a real yak and I'm super stoked on it. I'll do a little run around and show you what it looks like here. But I like the fact that it's modular. I can take it apart. It can fit in a car. I really enjoy how it's built. And overall, if I had to give it like a 1 out of 10, it's been probably like a 9 for me. I'm also kind of new to this, so I'm a little bit excited. It's like the new toy, right? So obviously I'm really in love with it. And I think once I've gone out a few more times, I may find some things that I don't like about it. But as of right now, it serves its purpose, and I've been having a blast on it. All right, let's take a quick look at my 10-foot real yak radar pedal drive. I've been out on it maybe about 5 times now, and so far no complaints. I'm slowly but surely adding things to it, like a paddle holder right here. Also another rod holder. I've also built a custom kind of milk crate rack back here, which has been coming in handy. I think on another one, I'll kind of go through and show you my whole setup and how I get prepared to go out on the water to fish. I do a little different setup when it comes to, when I'm on the river compared to when I'm on the lake. Obviously, we're going for different fish. On the lakes, I'm kind of more going for a bass, whereas if I'm going to go to Willow Beach or something like that, I'm definitely trying to hit them big stripers. But yeah, here's just a quick look. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Tell me if you see anything I need to add. Overall for me, it's been really fun, and I'm really happy with this purchase. You've done the research, you picked your kayak, you bought it and brought it home. Now what's the next step? Well, you're gonna have to make sure you go out and get all the correct safety gear. Learn your regulations, your local regulations. For example, I live here in Nevada, and I had to go get an AIS sticker to make sure that I could, go in and out of the waters here. You're gonna have to get a PFD, personal flotation device, life jacket, whistle, noisemaker. Do your research on this stuff. Find out what you need safety-wise to make sure you can go out properly. For example, if you go out and the sun is not out, you need to make sure that you have a red and green light, a 360 light. The main thing is you have to be safe when you go out. My next recommendation is, especially if it's like your first time going out on a kayak and you're, trying to figure out how to cast a pole while you're sitting there or possibly standing, don't go on a busy day. Try it out first at a slower, not so busy area, just so you don't run into issues. My next recommendation is make sure you don't go by yourself, especially the first couple of times. Or if you have to go by yourself, make sure someone knows where you're going, where you're going to be at, what time you might be home. Again, at the end of the day, all this stuff is all fun to do and it's great, but we all want to make it home safe. That's the main thing, right? If you're lucky enough to catch a fish too, but let's all get home safe, please. Okay, enough of the boring stuff. Let's start getting into the good stuff. Launching your kayak, getting out on the water, and fishing. I'm just gonna share my experiences and kind of what's happened with me, and hopefully we can all learn from this stuff, and you won't make the same mistakes that I did. And then I'll also share some photos and some videos of some fish that I caught recently out on a kayak. So yeah, let's get into launching. We purposely picked a place that would be easy to launch from. I do recommend doing something like that. Why ruin a day by going to launch somewhere that's very difficult? Find a spot that you can get in your kayak easy, get on the water, and have fun. But before you do that, do a walk around your kayak. Make sure the important things are tethered down. Make sure you have all your gear, your safety stuff. Make sure you have your PFD. Do the walk around. Don't just launch without, blindly, and not make sure that you have all your stuff. Again, I always bring this up. Be safe. All right. So what we did is we kind of plan our path. We kind of planned where we were going to go. That way, some person's a little slower, some person's faster. We don't get lost. We all end up in the same area, and we can take breaks, meet up and talk at that point. If you don't have a radio, sometimes it's hard for people to hear each other. So like I said, I do recommend just kind of planning a path that you guys are going to take while out there. It just makes things a lot easier. I will bring up this point. It is a little embarrassing, but this is the whole point, right? Like I want this to be a learning experience for all of us. I went on the water and I could not figure out how to lock in my pedal drive. So, lucky for me, I had my paddle and I could paddle my way through everything. But this is why I recommend going on a slower day to somewhere that and with somebody, just because things do happen. And as much as you think especially as a beginner, it's just things can happen. So just make sure you're with people and whatnot. And for me, I was lucky. I had my paddle, so I just ended up paddling and it was fine. One of the main reasons I got into kayak fishing was being able to get into other areas that I wasn't able to before. The first day that we actually went out, obviously on our way back, we kind of took another path that brought us a certain way that's closer to where we launched from. And I ended up hooking into a 3.4 pound bass over there. It's just one of those things. I got lucky that day, learning, and it was great. All that fishing aside, just being out on the water was amazing. Soaking in the sun. We did a Willow Beach day where we went up to Emerald Cove. Beautiful. I just have to say, even just kayaking and soaking in nature, good for the mind and soul. The fishing is just a bonus, honestly, and if you hook into something, that's the extra bonus. So being on the water is amazing. So as I mentioned, I hooked into a 3.4 pound bass on my first day, and then my experience at Willow Beach was much different. Was actually doing a different technique. We were trolling. I was trolling a lure behind me, and I hooked into a 17.7 pound striper. That was a ton of fun. That being said, I think all the experience put all together, from the nature and the beauty of things, and being able to get into areas with the kayak that I normally couldn't, and then obviously hooking the fish. I mean, exactly as it says, I'm hooked. I'm in 100%. I still do fish from shore. I will hit Willow Beach on a Thursday when I can. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know why I do. I don't think I'm going to stop fishing from shore, but when I can go kayak fishing, I think that's going to be my preferred way going forward. Just because I can get a little bit of exercise, I can experience nature, and I get to do something that I really love doing. And like I mentioned before, I think the whole kayak thing has been like, the kayak itself has been like a 9 out of 10 for me. But the whole overall experience and all the fun that I've been having has been a 10 out of 10. If this is something that you want to get into, just make sure you do your research, be smart about it, be safe, and go out and have fun. And I hope that y'all catch a ton of fish doing it, because it's a blast. I will continue sharing my journey with you guys. And I just recently got some new gear so I can film a little bit more. I'd like to film some action while I'm hooking into some fish and stuff. So please keep a lookout for that. And I appreciate all your guys' time. And, thank you for watching my video. Aloha.
Boing, 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 boing.